So today I'm going to be doing another book video for you, but instead of my usual book chat roundup things, I'm going to be talking to you about the next books that I want to read in 2016. If you saw my New Year's resolution post, then you know that I want to read a lot more books this year. I basically am asking myself to read more than double what I read last year. I want to read 26 books in 2016. So yeah, basically I wanted to set down a couple of goals for what books those would be. So the first one is kind of a bit of a cheater. I do want to finish A Feast for Crows by George R.R. Martin. Now, I only have about 160 pages left in this book. Most of it I read in 2015. However, I'm going to finish it this year, so it's going to count towards this year's reading goal. So the first one is A Feast for Crows. My second one is also by George R.R. Martin and is the final book that we currently have in the series, A Dance for Dragons, Dances with Dragons. I can never quite remember how the words go together, but I know there's dancing and dragons. So those are two of the books. Another book is one that I got quite recently, and it is called 11/22/63, and it is by Stephen King, which is the date that I believe John F. Kennedy was murdered. And I mean, I'm not going to explain what the Game of Thrones books are about, because if you don't know by now, yeah, you probably should Google that. But 11/22/63 is basically a time travel book. Basically, the characters take on a mission to prevent the assassination of JFK by going through like a time travel portal in a random diner. And yeah, it sounds really kind of weird and really good. And it's like a 900-page book. And the last 900-page book by Stephen King that I read, which would have been Under the Dome, which was amazing, was really, really good. So I thought this one looked pretty good. It was also like $10 for a giant, huge book. So yeah, I really wanted to give it another go, another piece of recent Stephen King literature, and he seems to have been really good recently. Another book that I really want to read, because I keep hearing about it everywhere, so clearly people are loving it, is called All the Bright Places by Jennifer Niven. And this is a YA book. It's a teen book, which I really, really like personally, and they are actually going to be making a movie of this as well, which might be why it's getting so much hype. But they also say on the Goodreads page, a little blurb says this is an intense, gripping novel, perfect for fans of Jay Asher, who I don't know, Rainbow Rowell, who is pretty awesome, John Green, who's amazing, Gail Foreman, whose one book that I read was pretty great, and Jenny Downham. There's death is a big theme. It just sounds really good. If you're interested in any of these books, I will link all of them down below to like their Goodreads page, and you can go and check them out. And I'm not saying that I'm going to read these all in order, because I totally might not. But yeah, I just thought I would talk about some of the books that I'm really looking forward to reading. And another one that I want to read, which I also own, and is again kind of by George R.R. Martin. I think it was put together by him and also two of the sort of editors of a Game of Thrones fan site. And it is The World of Ice and Fire, An Untold History of Westeros and the Game of Thrones. Basically, it's this big sort of encyclopedia type book with a bunch of history stories about Westeros and the Song of Ice and Fire series, and it's got this beautiful, beautiful art, but also a lot of really interesting like backstory and mythical history, I guess, basically, for this fictional land. So I love history, and I love Game of Thrones, and I bought the book, so I really, really need to read it, but I wanted to read basically what was out from the series before I got into the encyclopedia type thing. And then for my book number 6, I'm going to pick an Anne Rice book. I think it's The Tale of the Body Thief, which is the 4th book in Vampire Chronicles series. I read the first 3, which are Interview with the Vampire, The Vampire Lestat, and The Queen of the Damned. And I really, really enjoyed the book. The first 2 were better than The Queen of the Damned, but The Queen of the Damned does get really, really good closer to the end. I don't think I've seen the movie for that one, but the book was quite good, and I know that I own the 4th book, so I really want to get into it and continue with the series, because I really like vampires in general, but Anne Rice's like world of vampires is just really, really enthralling for me. So I do want to get back into that series, because it is quite long and there's quite a lot of it, and it's pretty great. So I think that is enough rambling about books that I haven't even read yet, but I just wanted to share some of the books that I'm looking forward to reading over the next year. Let me know what books you want to read right now in the comments down below, or some of the awesome books that you've read recently. And also tell me how many books you're hoping to read over the next year. Also, share me your Goodreads name, or go follow me on Goodreads. I'll leave that in the description. And I will stop rambling. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you liked this video, and subscribe to see more videos from me, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.